And look, now that's my hands in the light, and I've been sawing up wood. It looks worse on this picture, I think. It's actually not as pinky red as that, but it is still pinky reddy sort of blue, basically from my knuckles upwards. But yeah, this is it's actually quite a good day to. It is very cold still. It's probably not even 0 degrees yet. Yeah, something, because it's so cold, it's hard to think straight. Because I've got a list of things that I've got to do, but it's working out what I can do with it being so frosty. And because it stops your brain from thinking, you have to be really careful doing things like getting on and off a tractor or working machinery, working tools, you know, pulling bits of wood, sawing bits of wood, sawing, you know, a whole load of things you have to think, sort of double think almost, just to make sure that you're not going to kill yourself while you do it. I don't even know what I've come over here for. I came over here for something. There's an example. Just blank. All I can think of is getting home and being in the warm. Okay, well, I'm about to go and get another load because there's that much to do here, just at the front there. And I've done most of the back, if you can see. I don't know how clear it is in this sun, but you know, I've tried to keep it away from the stems as best I can, but I don't want to leave too big a gap because of the weed suppressing action. But what'll happen is while I go off to get another load, the robin's going to come in and have a hunt around, and then when I actually leave at the end of the day and over the next few days, the birds will be in here throwing it around and hunting for their food. Right, so I'm going to go now and get another load and do the roses on the ha-ha, as well as finish off here. Okay, so let's do that. Well, it's taken till 11:30, but normal coloured hands, but can't quite feel my toes. If it's not one end, it's the other. Well, I've just got another load, so I'll go and finish doing as much mulching as I can. I think I've got some more to do. Yeah, after this I'll probably have to come out and get another bit. So yeah, so that's 2 trailer loads, so off we go, let's go and do it. Okay, that's these roses done. All fully mulched there, so I'm quite generous with my mulching, but basically 2 to 4 inches is good enough, and usually a little band around maybe 8 inches wide all round if you're doing separate roses, but we do all the bed because we use it as a mulch here. One of the that is such a brilliant tool. A little gorilla pod that I can wrap around tiny things like branches and, in this case, a fork. Who needs a massive tripod? There's an avenue of cherry trees. It's a double line. Typically I just realised that I should have shown you me feeding the roses. Well, basically, you get a small handful of the rose food. Follow the directions. Something you need to know if you're going to do gardening is how much an ounce is in your hand. For me, I don't suppose I can show you. It's a tiny amount. Maybe I can find a leaf that will show it. No. I can't even think, mate, what the amount would be. Maybe a dessert spoon. A flat dessert spoon is probably an ounce, or depending on the pellets on the food. I mean, some food that could be 2 ounces, but I'm one of these people that I can work out how much an amount is, or a length, or a distance, pretty much almost exactly. I think I inherited that from my father, who could listen to an engine and tell you exactly what was out or what was wrong with it. Yeah, quite amazing. He could also tell what any instrument, whether it was concert pitch or not, and whether it was out of tune. But I've inherited, you know, distance as another robin on the trailer. Yeah, so I haven't shown that. Well, I've got one left, I suppose, so maybe I'll do it on the one I've got left. Okay, this is time for a rose feeding tutorial. Now, I know it's a little bit early, but the ground's fine. Basically, what we need to do is weed the base. As you can see, I've got some grass to get out of there, so we do that first. What I've got here is some rose food. I can't remember what sort. So what I do, that to me, that's a bit too much. That to me is probably an ounce. Now, if it's not an ounce and it's too much or too little, well, I haven't had any roses die or fail since I've been feeding them in 20 years of gardening, so I'm quite happy that I give them the right amount. So what you do is you sprinkle some round, try and get it everywhere. It's not easy. Sprinkle some everywhere. Try and keep it. Well, that's sun. Yeah, sprinkle everywhere, all the way round. Try and keep it off the stems and the leaves. And then just lightly hoe it in. There, that's it done. There, that's it done. And also, where are you going? And the manure serves to be some other food on the top of it, so it's got food and then it's getting food. Right, I'm going to go and do something. I'll probably do that next week because I've still got more roses to do. But so next I'm going to try and do one of the things that's going to be too cold to do next week early on, so I can save some warming up things for first thing. And I think I'll probably put the anti-rabbit fence up, because we have a battle here with rabbits, deer and badgers. We've got triple rabbit wire all the way around the property just to keep the rabbits out, and they still come in. I've noticed some fur over there, so the dog's obviously got one of them. But they just come in and they just eat loads of plants and ruin them. And when you've spent hours putting lots of hard work into it, the last thing you want is animals coming in and destroying it overnight, literally overnight. So yeah, so I'm going to go and get cold hands against wire. But I'm quite warm now, surprisingly. as cold as I was earlier, I'm double warm now and might take my jacket off.